Okay, our next award is for Miss Congeniality. You know, it's not easy to be away from home and compete with 71 other women from all over the world for one crown. This award was created to honor the one delegate who helped make being far away feel just a little more like home. The delegates themselves all got to vote and decide on their very own Miss Congeniality, and they chose as the winner Antigua and Barbuda. Congratulations. I've been watching you. I called it.
Have you always been nice?
Yes, I have.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Well deserved.
That person, the person you all thought you knew, was just the mere covering for a soul that was in a state of unrest. In 1996, at the Hal Jackson Talented Teen International Competition, I told my chaperone, I am not a pageant person. It's hard to believe that that same person went on to 1998, Miss Antigua Carnival Queen, 1998, Miss JC's Caribbean Queen, 1999, Miss Caraval, 2002, Miss Antigua and Barbuda Universe. And then there was that moment in 2003 when I was voted Miss Congeniality by my peers at the Miss Universe pageant in Panama. And then in 2004, I became a Rasta. The whole of Antigua and Barbuda was like, what? What happened? What happened is that I had reached the turning point in my spiritual journey. After winning the Carnival Queen show in 1998, I gained a lot of attention, and I had many promotional opportunities throughout the years as a model, an ambassador, a local personality. And with that came many invasions of my personal life and many demands on me as well. I can remember I practically used to live in my little red Atos. I used to have different bags in my trunk, one with shoes, one with accessories, one with personal items, one with makeup, because on any given day and at any given time, I could be called upon to make an appearance or do a photo shoot. It was actually a lot of fun for a little while, but then there was the feeling of being out of my own control. I didn't own myself anymore, and I longed to. In 2004, I decided to pursue my love for art and stage performance by going to Trinidad to do modeling and makeup artistry within the agency I was attached to. And about 2 weeks previously, I got invited to visit a Rastafari community in Creekside. Now, having attended quite a few Nyabingi sessions before, I was rather excited. And I will never forget the day I actually got there, and I sat in that gallery, and I listened to the elder, King Osajifu, travel the pages of history with me about the Rastafari faith, and basically answer all my burning questions without me having to ask them. It was like somebody had finally opened a window and let some light into the room of darkness I felt like I was shut into. I went to Trinidad for 4 months in flesh, but my spirit remained in a state of consciousness that I could not escape. I was surrounded by truth. I was awakened, and I couldn't pretend to be asleep anymore. I returned to Antigua in December 2004, and I made a total transition. I never put a comb to my hair, a razor to my body, a lipstick to my lips again. I embraced my true self in its purest, most natural state, and I discovered how much I love me. Now, don't get me wrong, there were challenges. Did my parents freak out? Yes. A calm, well-contained conniption by my diplomatic father, and a more outspoken, "What is going on with you?" from my mother. My response was quite simple. Why are you even surprised that I could gravitate towards this lifestyle? Even now, I can recall the pencil images of the mother in turban embracing her child, and the Rasta man with his tam, among others, that donned the walls of our home when we were children. I remember that then, getting really dressed up meant that you wore a fantastic African outfit. From age 3 up to that point, with the exception of a few years of ballet, my passion was Caribbean folk and traditional African dance. This spirit was deep-rooted within me. Yet, I was gossiped about. She's crazy. She had a nervous breakdown. She no look good tall now. After all she could have get and how far she come, she can't turn Rasta. You know what I'm talking about. Semi-pleasant smiles in front of my face, just so I could get far enough so I could be criticized again. I often wondered if people didn't think that this person they thought was so intelligent and capable did not have the presence of mind to consider all the things that they had thought about. I had many opportunities. I could have gone in many directions, but I opted to live a simpler life. And I'm a better person because of it. Where people saw poverty and persecution, I saw purity and principle. And because I had seen the fruits of the labor of my life before, and it was so superficial in comparison to living a life pleasing to my Creator, I chose a life different from what everybody else seemed to think I should aspire towards. I had first-hand experience with the life I was expected to live, but it was not for me. I was meant to live a more meaningful and real life, to inspire real change. And the minute that became clear to me, my journey was underway. You may wonder about the issue of persecution. Many people shy away from the life of a Rasta because as widespread as Rastafari has become, we still face discrimination and harassment, particularly by authorities. And not only for what we might all naturally sway towards, which is the marijuana issue, but just for the fact that we are who we are and we choose to live differently. A recent experience was during our community homeschool's 2012 end-of-year examinations. Officers flooded our community and school and removed the children from the classroom at gunpoint, ridiculing our liberty, our names, even threatening us for speaking. They spoke of trafficking. Where was the evidence when our humble environment clearly reflected that there was no influx of money there? An older atrocity was when one of our sisters' labor progressed really quickly and she gave birth at home, purely accidentally. I called 911 to get the ambulance to take her and baby safely to the hospital, only to be verbally abused by the operator, who told me about what he felt about us Rasta people and what we feel we can do, with all the expletives included. The irony of this is that instead of chasing me away, these experiences only help to fuel the fire that burns within me for my faith, for goodness and doing what's right. That burns me to try harder every day to follow that heartbeat telling me to do good. Do good. And this is nothing in comparison to the many brethren and sistren before who have had their homes burnt to ashes, their heads split open, their pride cut down, their mouths busted and bloody simply because they choose to wear their crown, their covenant with their Creator. One of my burning questions was, why do Rastas hail Haile Selassie first? Now, notice I said Rastas. There's a trend in this world where we take somebody's idea or craft or concept and we change it and we rename it and we adjust it to what we deem is more correct. Hence, a Rasta becomes a Rastafarian, and the Rastafari liberty becomes Rastafarianism. Says who? Rastas don't deal with ism and schism, confusion. I and I are purely Rastas. I and I, which is not just dreadness, but actually means the I am and I, are followers of Rastafari, which is the given name of the emperor before he took on the title Haile Selassie I, which means the might and power of the Holy Trinity. And we hail Haile Selassie I because we have discovered through research that he has fulfilled biblical prophecy and is the return of Christ in the second advent. Now, some of you might disagree with us, and that's okay, because the truth is there to be sought by anyone who truly desires it and who seeks with a pure heart and an open mind. It's okay to try new things, but when you embrace something without conviction, it's equally as easy to let go of it. The second difficulty arises. From the moment that I made the connection between His Imperial Majesty and the Christ that most call Jesus, or Jesus as some would say, but Iesus Christos, as the Amharic translation refers to him, it all became clear. My vision was clear. Through my faith, I actually discovered another passion, one that's quite deep-rooted for me as well: teaching. I became a teacher in 2005 because our community rose to the challenge of homeschooling our youth to shield them from a lot of the outside frequencies that exist today, and also to teach them to love and appreciate their liberty. Now, having previously said that I did not have the patience to follow in my family footsteps and become a teacher, it was quite pleasantly surprising to realize that I actually have a little flair for it. In fact, I was blessed to receive a scholarship to complete an associate degree in primary education, which I've just completed. I give all honor and glory to the Almighty, because through Him I can do all things, and without Him I am nothing. This is my path, my trod, and I am so grateful that I was raised to be true to myself, so that I was not afraid to embrace my walk in life. We all have one. A walk, a role to play, a destiny. The thing is that we cannot realize this if we're too afraid to do what's right because of what other people might say. I've found that a lot of people choose to blend in and follow the crowd, even when they know it's wrong, because it's easier. I've witnessed too many times that people don't love themselves because they don't fit into what the image of beauty or perfection or awesome is. My message is simple. We are all awesome, and we would know this if we only take the time to seek the truth that lies within us. As our elder would say, know yourself, love yourself, and be yourself at all times. Know that we all come in different sizes and shapes and textures and colors, each one beautiful and perfect in our own unique way. I had a choice, and I chose to do what I knew was right. And I'm proud that I am an African woman, born in the Caribbean, named Kai Sala, a child of the Most High, an educator of our future, a mother, a mentor, a Rasta. And so now I wear a new crown. And to answer the question that I think may be on many of your lips, yes, I am immeasurably happy. Blessed love.